Welcome to Low Country Spotlight. I'm your host, Margie Pizarro, and as my grandmother would say, I haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. We have been missing you all so much. As you know, we have been on hiatus, and we have come back bigger, better, and stronger than ever. Check out our new set, courtesy of Ashen Tees, and our design is by J. Marie Butler, Interior Design. So we are ready to make this a great year and to continue to bring you the wonderful things that we do here in the Low Country. Of course, today is no exception, and we have with us as our first guest, Mr. Nicholas Gilliard. Nicholas is so many things, including the fact that he is a senior at Pinewood Prep right here in Somerville, and he is also a participant in this wonderful organization called LOVE and the LOVE Movement, and LOVE stands for Life Over Violence Epidemic. So we want to welcome Mr. Nick to Low Country Spotlight.
Thank you so much.
We're so happy that you could be here today.
I'm so happy to be here.
Good, good. Now let's start. Tell us a little bit about how you first got involved in LOVE.
Well, Love started last summer when I was coming home from a pickup basketball game at my school, driving my mom's car to my house, and as soon as I'm getting really close to my house, right around the corner, I look back in the rearview mirror and I see some blue flashing lights.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, okay, this is my first time ever getting pulled over, so I'm really nervous. So of course, I do everything you're supposed to do, pull over, hands on the steering wheel, and the cop comes up to the window, knocks on it, I down it and everything. He asked me, okay, Nick, can you please just flick on your headlights? I just want to see that they work, because that's what was wrong.
Okay.
So I did everything that he said to do, and he said I could be on my way.
Wow.
But I remember since it was my first time ever being pulled over, I was extremely nervous, not just because it was my first time, but also seeing everything that was occurring within the media,
right.
And the negative interactions that law enforcement and civilians were having. So thinking, okay, this is my first time being pulled over, and then seeing everything that's going on right now, what is going to be my experience?
Right. So you had a million different things that just flashed through your head, I'm sure, when you looked in that rearview mirror and actually saw those lights.
Yes. And that's what prompted me to sort of create LOVE, because after reflecting on it some more, I realized, okay, this was just a headlight incident, and I was so nervous about it. But on the other hand, you have to look at it from the officer's perspective.
Oh, yeah.
And approaching a car at night, they have to be nervous as well.
Right.
So I said, okay, what can I do to try to decrease that anxiety for both parties?
Right, right. And let's just sit right there for a second, because I'm not sure that a lot of people actually realize, just as you explained, you had that initial fear when you saw the headlights, but the officer could have been experiencing that same thing because, you know, this is at night, you know, he doesn't know you, you don't know him, so all kinds of things were probably racing through his head as well.
Definitely.
And so talk about how that led to LOVE.
Okay, so I shared the experience with my uncle, and the two of us got together and started shooting each other ideas back and forth, and decided to come up with something with LOVE, Life Over Violence Epidemic. And one of the first things that we did was created a car decal badge.
Okay.
It's a clear sticker that you stick on your rear windshield, and it can be obtained through the training that the program takes.
Okay.
And as a civilian, once you obtain this, you can stick it, like I said, on your rear view windshield. And then as a police approaches your car, if you ever get pulled over, they can realize and recognize, oh, this is the LOVE badge.
Right.
They support life over violence. Okay. So they're not going to try to do anything to put my life in jeopardy or their own life in jeopardy as I am interacting with them.
Yeah.
And the way that it works is it spreads through, or it needs to be recognized by local police departments in the area, as well as the civilian themselves, so that the police are aware of it, and then the civilians have truly put in the work that it takes to obtain it.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about that, because you said training. So this is not a badge that I can just go buy and put it on my car, and then I'm going to get that kind of respect that goes along with it. Tell us about how you can actually obtain the badge.
Okay, so you access www.lifeoverviolenceepidemic.com, and through the tabs, there's an educational portion. And through this educational portion, you can connect with local law enforcement in the area in which you live. You do live training and seminars with them, as well as online. And incorporated in the online piece are like fun interactive games that tell civilians what their rights are, and basically the conduct that they should have with an officer. And after completing this training, both in person and live, they're able to obtain this love badge. And I actually have one with me right now.
Oh, good. So well, do I get to have one, or do I need to
You
go
can
through
have
training? Okay.
You can have this.
Okay. And actually, I would take that and put that on my vehicle.
And like I said, you can take it off and put it on as many times as you want.
Okay.
And it's a clear decal badge, and this is what it looks like.
Now tell us a little bit, what are some of the things that the love training entails? For example, when you were stopped, you said you put your hands on the steering wheel, you basically were very respectful and things of that nature. What are some of the things that participants in the program look forward to learning about how they should interact with law enforcement?
Several of the things that they learn are just little things that you may, basic conduct things that you may forget in the moment,
Okay.
but as well as little things that you may not have known before. For instance, one of the questions in the game states, can a male officer search or pat down a female,
Okay.
like a underage female? If they're and a lot of people, when I've presented this question in the game, they're like, no way, you can't.
Yeah.
But actually the answer is yes, if
Okay.
they have any reasonable suspicion
Wow.
of anything of that nature. So it just gives you like a all-around education based on any of your rights, even things you may not know, up to just the most simple things.
Now, have you had friends that have had like any similar experiences with law enforcement that you have, and what has been the result of their experience?
I have had friends that have had similar experiences to me. In fact, last night I was talking with one of my friends. We went to go see the lights on James Island, and on the way over, they had actually been pulled over.
Wow.
And they said it was not for anything merely, but they didn't have their signal light on for a long enough period of time when
Okay.
they were turning. And so their encounter went smoothly also. But
Now, did they participate in love?
yes, they are
Okay.
a participant in
And
law.
did they have their sticker on too?
Yes.
Okay.
So
do you think, is it fair to say then that because maybe the officer saw their badge and all of these things that you hope to happen in terms of officers knowing and that kind of mutual respect, you think that kind of happened in that instance last night?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
I've talked to the Somerville Police Department quite a bit over the summer and actually given them some of those badges, and they've really embraced the idea and loved it.
Wow.
So potentially that may have been a factor in everything.
Oh,
So
wow.
I hope-
And we're almost out of time, but I know that we have all of your social media stuff up. I probably stalk you on social media because I am so interested in what you're doing, and I'm so encouraged by that. Thank you so much for coming to Low Country Spotlight.
Thank you.
We've got to have you back on because you're doing so many wonderful things. You're about to go off to college. Maybe you will finish college and then go to law school. It sounds like maybe you're interested in that with all of this stuff you're doing with love. So, but we wish you the best, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Okay, don't go anywhere, guys. We've got more Low Country Spotlight coming right up.